Hey everybody, we're coming to you live from Nashville today. Super excited to work with you. Today we have no props and we're going to stay after for a Q&A about the wood decor. I have a prototype with me. Super excited to share information, details, and any questions you might have. But we're not going to use it today since I'm the only one who has one. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin with a roll up to get our spine nice and warmed up and our core fired on. So go ahead and center yourself on your mat. Legs go long in front of you, arms go long in front of you, and just take a moment to find your sitting bones beneath you. You want them nice and broad, sitting up as tall as you can manage. Plug the arms into the little middle back. Inhale, lengthen 3 to 4 inches, pause. You really want to find this bed sheet sensation of the abdominals drawing up and under the rib basket. On your next exhale, tailbone rolls under you, low back, middle back, and eventually upper back all the way down. Pause, inhale, backside of your head lifts up, making sure the neck funnels down into the core as we exhale, curling to rise all the way up, seating tall at the top, arms plug in, inhale, flat back, tailbone first, low back, middle back, upper back, all the way down, head touches down, inhale, peel just the backside of your head up off the mat, exhale, upper back funnels into middle back, low back, and the pelvis unwinds. Let's go ahead and go into a rotation. So we're going to open towards the right, the ribs twist towards the right, the arms follow, lengthen with the flat back lean, melting down, articulating through the spine. So we're finding now almost like we're rolling down the right side of the spine. Inhale, pick up the head, exhale as we bring it up. If this feels aggressive with the arms, you can always come into a prayer position or hands across your chest, lengthen, rolling down along the right side of the spine. We're still rotated. My left shoulder blade is up, and then we're going to inhale, pick it up, exhale as you roll all the way to the top. Let's unwind, going into the other direction. So now we've turned the ribs to the left. Keep working as we lengthen and lean with the flat back. Tailbone rolls under, low back, middle back, finding as much length and as much space between the vertebrae as we work. It's an inhale to pick it up and an exhale as we roll. We're going to do one more like that. Nice and tall, legs are long, lean on an inhale. Exhale, we roll and articulate down all the way down onto our back. We're going to come up this final time along the left side of the spine and come all the way back to the top. Arms can go down. All right, let's go ahead and go into a twisted plank today. So what we're gonna do is bring our shins down. So I have like my knees stacked, right calf is on top of the left, and then I've twisted my torso so that my hands are flat like starfish, parallel to the mat. So my pelvis is going this way, my shoulders are going that way. Here we go. We are going to exhale as we lower down, inhale as we come up. So you'll feel right away the waistline fire on. I'm allowing my elbows to drag straight back. Exhale down, inhale up. Think about lots of length through the body. Thinking about not letting that pelvis dip down towards the ground. We're keeping everything in a beautiful diagonal. Collarbones are nice and wide. Spine is long. From the exhale to lower, reaching that left hip long away from the crown of the head. Let's hold this next one about halfway down. Hold and breathe. That left leg reaches out, and we're going to do little circles here. Tiny circles with a long left leg. Thinking about the top of that thigh bone. Doing that circle. Try not to load into the right shoulder. Share the weight, right shoulder and left shoulder. Your right hip below you should also be working really hard to suspend you in air for 4, for 3, for 2, and bring it all the way down. All right, let's keep working on that sideline orientation. We're going to have our right arm down, and we're going to bring our legs into a long side plank. So you're going to take your right foot in front of your left, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, left arm goes up. Exhale, we're going to dip the right hip towards the ground. Might not touch, mine doesn't. Inhale as you bring it up. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale, lengthen up. Keep working on your end. If that's aggressive on your wrist or your elbow or your shoulder, you can always try the right forearm down, and this time your hip will most likely touch. So you can do it on the forearm, or you can do it on your hand. Either way gets a beautiful sideline focus. Make sure you're not letting that top hip tip back. Keep it right on top. Exhale down, inhale up. Let's go for 2 more. Legs are nice and long. Exhale down, inhale up. This is gonna be the last one. And go ahead and return onto the ground. We're gonna go into some mermaid hip hinges. So we're just gonna transition right onto the right hip anchoring us. Left knee is bent behind, yeah? And we're gonna take our arm up and over, opening through the side body. Right elbow dips down. Inhale to bring it up. Not here for long, just kind of getting a hang of that side flexion. Exhale down, inhale up. So just the right hand and elbow touch. Left arm arcs over, and then both hands rise. So make sure we're not pushing or resting into the right arm on the floor. We want to find that effort through the side bending of the core. On this next one, we are going to add on. We're going to do a lift. So as we exhale down, we're going to inhale, rise up, opening the front side of the hips, and then exhale, crease at the hips and lower down. Inhale, open the front side of the hips, come up like a star. Exhale as we lower down. So I guess we could say it's like a mermaid into a starfish, yeah? Keeping the nautical thing going. Exhale as we lower. Fanning the ribs, inhale as we rise. As we go into that side bending position, make sure we maintain lots of length on the right ribs as well as the left. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we lower down. Hold this next one up, holding here. Now we're gonna go into an opposite side bend, opening the right side. Oh, that feels so good. On an inhale, exhale, bring it up. So we're holding, the right arm arcs, the right ribs fan, and we're holding up, firing up through the gland line on the back side of the legs for 4. This is 3. Inhale, find that length. Navel is up and in, so make sure we don't let the abdominals spill forward. Last 2, arms are nice and long, but that's not what's driving the movement. It's through the spine and the ribs opening, finding space. And bring the arms down, all the way down to your mat. All right, let's come on up. We're gonna go into a lunge sequence and keep that left foot forward. Right foot takes a nice step back. We're gonna go to an 8 count all the way down to the ground. Hands can come onto your hips. Keep your sternum right over your pubic bone. Here we go. 8, 7, 6. Keep that left hip anchored for 4, 3, 2. Tap down. Here we go. Up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. 8, 7. We're only going halfway. 6, 5. Really slow. 4. Find your best form. 3, 2, pause. We're holding a lunge about halfway down. Arms come up and overhead. Plug the arms down into the middle back. We are going to pick up the left heel to a slow count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. Tipping the torso forward. 8, 7, 6. Rolling over the top of that thigh bone. Last 3, last 2, and pause. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Place the left heel down. Rise all the way back up. We're going to finish that lowering down to the floor. 8, 7, get lower. 6, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back up to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause, going down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pause halfway. 2, 1. Hold, tipping forward. 8, 7. Moving like molasses. That's it. Last 4, last 3, last 2. Hold. Now we're tipped forward. Left leg is bent. Straighten out your right leg. Reaching the right heel long to the floor. It might not touch, but just find that length, find that reach. Find that energy from the outer left heel, drawing a diagonal across to the big toe, second toe under the left foot for 4. Ribs are soft around the spine. Last 2. And bring your hands down to the mat. All right, so it's our little molasses lunge series today. Hands go wide like starfish on the mat. Good. And we're gonna come into a plank position. So start here in your plank position. We're gonna do a downhill ski froggy. So for those of you who know it, get started. We're gonna exhale, hips tip to the right, shoulders hinge back. Inhale through center, feet go into a first position for a froggy. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, bring it forward, and we swivel to the other side. So now the hips tip towards the left, shoulders hinge back, back through center. First position with your heels. Exhale, back into that froggy. Inhale, feet come back together. Exhale, crease to the right. Inhale, back through center. Froggy right through the middle. Think about the knees coming to the elbows rather than the wrists. Exhale as we crease back. Inhale as we keep it forward. Keep going on your end. So the idea is we have our feet together when we go to the sides, and our feet are in a first position, heels touching, toes turn out, when we go through that froggy in the center. So keep working. We're getting close to finishing this little sequence. We're going to exhale every time we crease, making sure we're not riding the shoulder joint. It's all about finding length and control through the core. Let's go for one last set. I'm tipping the hips to the right. And now back through froggy. Exhale here. Inhale, bring it long. Exhale, tip, hips tip to the left. Back to the plank for 5, 4. Fill them in back with breath for 2. And knees come down. All right, beautiful. Let's flip onto our backs again. I'm gonna flip onto our back. And we're gonna go into a single leg teaser raise. If you have a sensitive low back, do this with a bent leg rather than a straight leg. So what we're gonna do is take our right arm up towards the sky. You can also ask the left to join it, or take the left behind your neck, down your head. And then we're gonna inhale as we pike up, just the right leg raises. And then exhale as we lower down. So lots of options here, guys. You can always choose to do a bent leg rather than a straight leg. That's going to be a lot less aggressive. You can always hold on to the back side of your leg, and that's going to help you connect and plug it in down into the pelvis. Or you can do the straight arm, straight leg. So lots of options for how you want to support your body to get this work done. Let's go for 2 more here. I like the arms up and overhead in between, helping to mobilize the shoulders. This is going to be the last one. Inhale and exhale, come all the way down. Nice. While we're here, let's take care of our bridges for the day. We're going to have our feet in a closed parallel position, arms long at the sides. Peel up into the top of your best bridge. So we have the glutes active, arms active. Straight away, we are going to float the right leg up, extend towards the sky, lower it down, knees in line, draw the knee in, almost like we're riding a bicycle upside down. Leg goes long, reach the knees level, crease at the hip to bring the knee in, leg goes up, reach it forward, and bring it in. So keep working on your end. The idea is we don't want to hang into the hip. So we want to use not just the hamstrings on the back side of that left leg, use your arms really actively, recruit the glutes on both sides to help suspend you up into space while we're doing this series. And instead of thinking just the foot moving around, move from the top of that thigh bone, swimming through a stable pelvis. Think about the thigh bone lifting, the hamstrings extending the leg, the thigh bone dipping into the pelvis to take it long, and then the inner thigh dragging it back in. Let's go for 1 more, then we're going to change it up. Go ahead and bring both feet down. Now you have both feet in a closed parallel position. We are going to walk our feet, just swivel them out so we're about 4 inches apart parallel. Roll from behind the heart. Keep your booty up, 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 up. Roll from behind the heart all the way back down. It feels glorious. And then all we're going to do is a little TA hover tap. So we're going to barely lift the fabric of our pants off the mat. So my feet got really heavy. And then I just kept that neutral pelvis. I didn't roll under at all. So you want to find that long spine, and you're just going to hold and hover, and then you can tap the fabric of the pants back down. So on screen, you might not really even see me moving. You might see me shaking a little bit because it's hard work. But the idea is we're lowering and raising at our own pace, but we're finding heavy weight across the soles of the feet, melting into the mat. And we're thinking about the tailbone lengthening long as we pick up our pelvis, and the abdominals should be really, really active to do so. Little lift, we're gonna go for 3 more like this. Then we're gonna go into an abdominal arc series, into keeping that tailbone long, finding that diamond shape on the front side of your body. Every time you lift, wrapping all the way around to the back, and bring it down. All right, now we're all the way down. We're gonna float the right leg up into tabletop position, and then invite the left leg to join it. Arms come up towards the sky, and we're gonna inhale, head, neck, and shoulders peel up off of your mat, long front body, and exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders pick up, and exhale, bring it back down. So the idea is, guys, you want to keep a neutral spine. That means you're not going to mash your back into the mat at all. We're not going to shorten the front side of our body, adding wrinkles to our skin or our t-shirt. We're going to add lots of length, keeping a tailbone heavy in the mat. Inhale as you lift, elongate. Exhale, bring it back down. Let's go for 2 more here. And then we're going to do a little scissor split reach. Hold the next one with your head, neck, and shoulders up, arms long. Flip your palms parallel to the floor. Reach your fingertips beyond the wall in front of you. Major tricep and middle back activation. Here we go. You're going to take the left leg long, right leg long, but they're going to split like a pair of scissors, and then bring it back in to start. Head, neck, and shoulders stays up. Inhale, hamstrings, deliver the leg long. Exhale as we drag it back in. So this is a nice challenge for the body and the mind. If it feels aggressive in your body or your low back, you can choose one leg at a time, keeping the other one bent in the tabletop position. If it is aggressive on your neck, you can interlace your hands behind the base of your skull and really support the weight of your head with the strength of your middle back. So we've always got options, guys. You can also always set your head right down on that mat if that works better for you today. It would look like this, same movement. Head, neck, and shoulders are down. Let's go for 3 more. This is gonna be 2. We have our bridge coming up. And knees come in, feet go down. All right, walk your feet back to a closed parallel position. Arms go long in the mat. We're never gonna hang on the hamstrings. We're gonna use that middle back and arms and core. Peel up into the best bridge position you've got. Hold. Kneecaps reaching long from the pelvis. Make sure the ribs are soft and the low back is long. Arms are super active. Here we go, straight away. We're gonna float that left leg up. Make sure the right hip didn't tip. Leg goes long, reaching so the knees are parallel, and the inner thigh drags the leg back in. Hamstrings deliver it long, extending forward, inner thigh, and so as work to bring it back in. So it's like we're riding a bicycle. We just happen to be in a bridge position. Keep working on your end. Really think about that ball and socket joint, and that is what is moving the leg through the dome of the pelvis. It is not just the foot making a shape or going in a certain direction. So really keep that connection to the core and the hip, and that's where you're gonna get the most power, the most result, the most booty lift, and as well as increased flexibility and function. Let's go for 1 more, just like that. And we're gonna go into our lunge on the other side. Beautiful, and bring it all the way in. All right, gang, let's come on up onto your right foot and left knee. We're gonna flip the toes under. Before you get started, make sure you're allowing that right knee to come just in front of your ankle crease, keeping your sternum over your pubic bone. Here we go, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, straight legs all the way down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, tap down. Here we go. 8, 7, super slow. 6, 5, we're stopping halfway. 4, 3, hold if you're already there, last 2, last 1, pause. We are going to float the arms up and overhead, plug them down into the middle back to the count of 8, picking up our right heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, hold if you're already there, last 3, 2, and pause. Here we go, tipping the pelvis over the top of that thigh bone, not moving, for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. We're going to slowly set the heel back down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pick it back up halfway. Hold. Left leg extends. Reach that left heel low. If it's aggressive, your right heel can always go down. Isometric hold and breathe for 8. Reaching that hip long away from your shoulder. Reaching that left heel to the right inner thigh and vice versa. And last one, bring it all the way in. All right, let's go ahead and we are going to take that mermaid series / side plank series on the other side. So we're going to start with our hands wide and parallel, and my shins and calves are stacked just like we did on the other side. Let's take care of this angle. You'll notice my knees are one direction and my shoulders are the other, and the front side of the hips are open. Here we go. Exhale, elbows bent. Inhale as we lift. It doesn't have to be a great big range of movement. You're going to feel a lot of waistline activation straight away. Exhale down. Inhale up. Elbows dripping straight behind you. Collarbone staying wide. Head staying in line with your neck. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale as you lengthen up. 3 more like this. Thinking about that left hip below you, really lifting and powering you off the mat. And we're going to hold here, hold and breathe. That right leg reaches out. You can have a little bend to the elbows. We're going to do a circle of that right hip, reaching and extending, kneecap absorbing into quadriceps. Left hip not dropping. Top of that thigh bone, swimming through the pelvis. Lift the heart between the shoulder blades for 5. Reaching longer with the right leg. 4, 3, 2, and bring the legs back. We're going to come onto our left hand or left forearm. Left foot comes into right side plank position. Right arm goes up. Dip the hips down towards the mat and bring it back to a diagonal. Small range of movement. Exhale down, inhale up. Now if you feel like you are straining your elbow or kind of resting into it, you can always take that joint out of the equation, and you might find even more core effort by what we call shortening the lever. So it's getting you closer to your core, less joints to kind of rest into and get in the way. Exhale down, inhale for length. We're going to do our mermaids into our starfish in 4, 3, 2, and last one, bring it down. All right, we are going to take our legs into a mermaid position. So we're anchored on the left hip, but we want to get the right hip as close as we can to the ground. Both toes are pointed, front side of ankles are open. Here we go, we're going to exhale, opening the side body. Inhale, use the power of the core to rise up. Exhale as we arc, making sure we don't rest into the left arm or push off of it. So we're using all of our focus, energy, and intention to the spine moving, the breath moving us, finding the length in the body, and finding the core controlling this movement, not focusing on the arms and not focusing on the push to assist us up. Let's go for 2 more. We're going to change it up. We're going to add the lift. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale, bring it up. All right, on this next one, we are going to open the front side of the hips as we rise. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And then exhale, we lower back down. So just like we started, just adding a lift here. Keep working on your end. The idea is at the top, you want the front side of your hips open and the crease is now on the back side of your legs. So we don't want to keep this kind of baby bend forward. You want to find that lift, very intense activation from under your glam line. Find that arc. Let's go for one more like that, and then we're going to change it up. Beautiful. Come all the way up, hold, and now we're going to open the left side of the waistline. We're going to inhale as we arc. Exhale, bring it back upright. Inhale as we arc. Exhale, bring it back upright. So again, we are not driving from the arms sweeping around. We are fanning the ribs, finding length and control in the spine. We're still lifting from under our seat. The hips should be working big time to hold you up here. Last two. Beautiful job, you guys. Last one. And bring it all the way in. All right, let's go into a forearm plank, and we've got options here too, as always. So this can really be the most challenging version of a plank because we've again shortened the lever, and now your core is taking all of that work. So elbows are wide, palms are down, and we're going to step our feet 4 inches apart parallel. So this is what our forearm plank looks like. And if that's ever aggressive to you, you're going to get a great amount of work with your knees down. You're still going to be in that plank position, still going to get the connection to the deep abdominals and the middle back and the shoulders. It just is a bit less aggressive. To build up to it, you might try reaching one leg long behind you, and you'll be kind of in an in-between position, and then you can change to the other leg. So find what works for you. You can be holding that plank the whole time and maybe silently cursing me out as you're hoping I'm going to finish it. We're almost there. I'll finish with you. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and everyone bring your knees down. All right, while we're down here, let's continue with some supine work. That means we're gonna lay on our back one more time. So we're gonna lay on our back, and we're going to do some scissor kicks. I like my hands interlaced like this. It's not just for show. Interlace your hands under the base of the skull. Really make sure the weight of your head is settling into your middle back. You should see the elbows out of the corners of your eyes. And we're going to elongate the legs all the way out on the mat in first position. And what we're going to do is crisscross to raise the legs, the upper inner thighs crisscross, and then we crisscross to lower the legs back down and back. So we want the pelvis to stay neutral the whole time. We don't want the hips to rock just because the legs are moving. If that's aggressive on your body or your low back, you can always do that same crisscross, but with bent knees. And that's going to take some of the pressure off of your low back and get you into that core focus. If you have a sensitive neck or shoulders, you can also always set your head, neck, and shoulders down on your mat. Entirely up to you. As you're working on your end, think about the upper inner thighs doing the crossing. It's not about your feet or your ankles crisscrossing. That's going to take you out of your core connection. So find that connection much closer to the center of your body, really where your core is connected. You want it all the way up at the top. We're going to go for 3 more. All the way down and all the way up. And we've got a bridge to finish. We are almost there, my friends. Scissoring up. This is the last one. Scissoring down. And bring your head down, legs down. Nice job, everybody. All right, we're going to come up onto our hands. I like my fingertips swiveled outbound off my mat a little bit. You do what feels good in your shoulders and body. And we're going to hold this long bridge position. Pick up your hips off of the mat. Collarbones nice and wide. Holding here, just find that isometric challenge. Try not to let your hips dip at all. Think about your glutes supporting you with your hamstrings. Find a little breath behind the backside of your knees and in your elbows and your shoulders to create more space and more activation through the core. Holding here. Finding nice long breath and reach. Thinking about the collarbones nice and wide. If you're feeling sensitivity in your wrists, send more breath and work into your core and your shoulders and out of those small joints. Reach, 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 and lift. You have 8. We stretch in 7. Reaching for more length, more breath. Last 3. Last 2. And bring the pelvis down. We made it, you guys. All right, we're gonna go into a low squat, single leg squat to stretch out through the hips. So I have my left leg long and my right leg is bent a lot. And you should feel a nice deep stretch through the pelvis, through the hip on the left side. More in the inner thigh here and more in the outer hip of the right leg. Take a nice deep breath here. You can keep your torso a little more upright or bowed forward. You're also going to feel a deep stretch through that right ankle, which is great for hip, knee functionality, flexibility. You're going to be flexible from the ground up, my friends. All right, let's come into a cat-cow in between. That felt so delicious. We're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. Knees are 4 inches apart, hands are shoulder width. Exhale as you nod your chin around like you have a hammock under your back. Inhale as you open and gaze forward. Don't be afraid to look up. You want to open. Think about your palms dragging back as the tailbone reaches away from crown of head. Exhale. One more time. Still thinking about the skin of your palms dragging towards your knees. You're not going to move on the mat, but you want to find that connected position. Softness at the elbows. Come back to neutral. We're going to circle through the spine, almost like a jump rope. So I'm kind of circling the ribs to the right, down through the middle, up around the other side. Let's take the other direction, circling down through the left. And that imaginary jump rope slash your ribs comes up and over one more time. And settle back in. Let's take that single leg squat on the other side, stretching it out nice and low. Right leg goes long. Left knee is bent a lot. Feeling a nice sincere stretch through that left outer hip, through the right inner thigh. You can take your hand to the outside of your leg, whatever feels better in your body. That created some more space in my shoulders. Nice deep breath here. Think about sending some breath to the ankle crease, the front side of your ankle. See if you might find a little more flexibility there, a little more glide there. That's going to keep you functional and powerful for your walking, which you're going to do all day long, right? Nice deep breath here. And let's finish today with a roll up. So go ahead and bring your feet onto your mat, 4 inches apart, parallel. Arms come up and overhead. We're going to lower down like a candy cane down towards the floor. Maybe you touch the mat, maybe not. And let's take our hands onto our shins with gratitude. Sending inhale breath to our knee joints. Inhale breath through the hips. Take an exhale, then we can inhale, sending space into the vertebrae. Opening your heart, collarbones nice and wide. Go ahead, gaze up towards the sky or the ceiling above you. With intention, your navel draws up and in as your arms imprint to your sides. And that will do our Nashville style workout today.